Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. I'm going to play a short clip. I called into a live stream show. Check it out. The name of it is No Sound Bites Allowed. It's Mike Vasquez. He's a local here in upstate New York. I've known Mike for a lot of years. And I called it into a show, and during the course of us just shooting the breeze, something dawned on me. That might be great, might be evil, who knows? But it hit me all at once while we were talking. It's funny how you talk, and all of a sudden, you just get an idea pop in your head. So let's check that out. We were discussing Dianne Feinstein, and now they're parading her around, and I feel bad for her. She's in her 90s, and she looks horrible. She's about ready to go. And then while we were talking, and how the Democrats use these people like Fetterman and her, and while we were talking, an idea popped into my head. So here's the way it went on the call-in show. Let's check it out.
Or they reelect, Dianne Feinstein for the 10 millionth time, even as she's in a wheelchair and can't do anything. Or John Fetterman, who can't speak.
Oh, did you see some of the photos and the videos of her coming out with a wheelchair? Actually, I felt bad for her. I felt bad.
I feel bad for her as a person. I feel bad that she's being abused and used this way, that they're hauling her around in this wheelchair. She obviously should be at home with her loved ones, enjoying the rest of her life, which doesn't look like it's going to be a lot longer. She doesn't look well.
That's carting her around in that shape cannot help their cause any.
No, and it's not helping her health any either. I think it's abusive. It's like, no.
Oh my God, I just had a horrible thought.
What?
Oh my God, I hope this isn't going to happen.
What?
Gavin Newsome gets appointed in her spot. Oh my God.
I hadn't thought about that.
I hadn't thought about that till just now.
I had not.
It's very rare, and I know Mike a long time, and I know he'll see this video, and I know that if I say this, it's hard to catch Mike speechless, and I mean that in a good way, Mike. And it just hits you like, whoa, wait a minute, that could be very viable. And we talk about a little bit what that might mean in the logistics of it as far as it being done. I think it's not for this coming 2024 presidential cycle. I think if Gavin Newsome gets in as appointed, and he'll win election, he'll beat out Schiff, he'll win all the primaries, and of course, as a Democrat in the U.S. Senate in California, the primary is the election, and then he can sit there for 6 years and run up all kinds of media attention. He can get out of California, even though he's still in there. He still would reside there. He can get out of the mess that was caused there, at least in his point of view. I think it's very doable. And they're gonna throw Adam Schiff under the bus. Maybe they'll give him something else. I don't know. We'll have to see. But Schiff's going to be thrown under the bus, and that's the way these guys operate. So let's check this out.
I thought about that. That is possible.
I mean, that's a perfect escape for him from California to go into Washington where he wants to be anyway.
And it takes pressure off of Biden. It gives him an opening because he can win.
It just dawned on me just now.
Yeah, as a senator, he'd be able to win as but no. But Schiff, well, here's the problem with that. Adam Schiff.
I do want to say, though, before we get too far, you see the phone numbers scrolling on the top. Mike has a live call-in show on Sundays on YouTube. He live streams at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we live in upstate New York. Just want to make that clear. When you see that number going by, feel free to call in and feel free to subscribe to Mike's channel. He's been doing this a long time. He's been fighting the fight, and it's an uphill battle for all of us. So maybe want to show him some love, subscribe. And actually, we think we need some new callers into his show on Sundays. And like I said, he starts at 2:30 on Sunday.
Who is a representative in Congress right now.
He wanted Kamala Harris's seat, and they screwed him out of it, and he was mad. That's why he did all that stuff for Trump.
I know he's mad, but Adam Schiff is running for Dianne Feinstein's seat to replace her.
Right.
So if you put in Newsom, he becomes senator, but then he's going to be going head-to-head against Schiff. So the question is, do you like Schiff more or do you like Newsom more? I think Newsom wins that. But it puts a battle.
Gavin Newsom's got to have an escape plan out of California, whether he can still, what he thinks is still credibility. He can get out of the mess that he created by going to the Senate.
No, it makes sense. That is a logical fear.
Oh man, I just thought of that. Of course, I have an evil mind anyway, but
that is a terrifying thought, but
it's logical.
No, it makes perfect sense in terms of politics. Yeah, I can see it, but it's only negative.
I do have to say though, he has stage presence. He has charisma. I'll give him that, and that's a lot to do with a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
being in the Senate, he gets away from the stuff in California, and he gets the attention of the mainstream media and the Washington people, which he wants to be an insider desperately.
Yeah, but that only works if they have given up on Adam Schiff and they're willing to toss him away.
Adam Schiff is damaged goods. He destroyed himself to go after Trump. He's damaged goods.
I think so, but the question is...
I think so.
The question is...
He's got the personality of an egg.
Well, yes. A rotten
he's
egg.
A horrible public speaker.
Yes.
I mean, Trump calls him pencil neck.
Accurately.
I mean, I actually tell you the truth. You mentioned Gavin Newsom in front of Trump. Trump speaks highly of him.
He's a better challenger. He's a fight. That's a fight that you could have. Him or DeSantis.
I like that one. Somebody put on there, it's an insult to eggs.
Yeah,
that was my grandmother saying. You got a personality of an egg. That was my grandmother's old saying. But yeah, I just thought of that. Oh my gosh.
I hadn't, no one's talked about that. So that is interesting. And
I think that makes perfect sense.
It's an interesting question. I'd love to hear from my California people.
Oh, no. I think I started something now.
No. You know what? That's a conversation we should have. Maybe somebody will clip this and put it around. We'll get some words.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, I might even do a video on it. That's interesting.
Yeah, do a clip.
I don't know why I come up with this evil stuff.
It's a good question, and it should be asked.
So there you have it. Is Gavin Newsom going to be the new senator from California? I think it makes perfect sense. Now, I'm not a Democrat anymore, but I used to be involved in local politics when I was a councilman for 8 years in the early 2000s, and I know how the political mind works, whether it be on a local scale like here or a big scale like Washington and Governor California. A lot of the principles are still the same. He wants to run for president, but he can't because Biden is. He can't jump in. But he can go to the U.S. Senate. And if those of you that remember, the House is a 2-year term, but the Senate is a 6-year term. He has stage presence. He's a good-looking guy. He speaks well. Those things should matter? Yeah, and they do in real world, even before the internet, even before television. Look at John Kennedy. John Kennedy had charisma. He was a good-looking guy who spoke well. I'm not saying that Gavin Newsom is even close to the level of Kennedy, but the premises are all the same. I'm surprised nobody's mentioned this. Am I the only one that thought of it? It's not that far-fetched. Now, would that be good for the country? No, but this is politics. We're talking about politics now. There's politics and then there's government. It's kind of like sex and love. They are separate, but when they're together, they're wonderful. But politics and government, when they're together, aren't a very good mix, but they are separate. So let's see. Will this go anywhere? He represents the largest, as governor, the largest state by population in the country. By far the largest state as far as gross domestic product goes and money. Granted, they've run into the ground, but this is a perfect escape route for him. Perfect. 6 years in the U.S. Senate. It's just a plane ride to go home. And he gets to mingle with lobbyists and people around D.C. who he's going to need to run for president. He's a young man. So 2028 is not outlandish. I see a scenario, this is just guessing, of course, it's just wishful thinking, that Trump picks DeSantis as the vice president. He wins. And in 2028, DeSantis runs for president, wins the nomination, and Gavin Newsome is a Democratic opponent. That would be amazing. That would go back to the old days. I'm not saying Gavin Newsom's a great prize, but he's very good at what he does. He wouldn't advance this far without it. I think this is an incredibly logical conclusion to make. We're going to have to see. What are your thoughts? There's two different schools of thought. One is he'd be terrible for the country, leave him in California. It's not what I meant. What are your thoughts that this scenario can happen? Let me know in the comments. And it came to me out of the blue, and I've heard no one in the mainstream media even hint at this. So maybe it's such a well-kept secret that actually is happening. We just don't know about it behind the scenes. Oh, and there it is. Gavin Newsom is a new U.S. Senator. Be a perfect fit for him. We'll have to see how it works out. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.